Thank you, that reception. I'm sure the crowd would like to agree with me, but if he dances like that in Dancing with the Stars, he's fucking no chance, does he? What was that? Thank you all for coming. It's great to be back in Manchester. We've had a long tour, a very tiring tour, but it's nice to come back, see my friends, see my family. Floyd, will you stop touching me dick, you puff? You're talking about my ass all week, kicking my ass, whooping my ass. I think there's something wrong with, Oh, nice to see my family, my friends. Just great to be back. Sorry I've not brought the weather with me. But I've missed my son, my 6-year-old son, I've missed for a week, but I probably haven't missed him quite as much as you would probably think, because I've had the fortunate to spend the full week with another fucking 6-year-old. And you can see it all now with your own eyes. Wow. Wow. All I can say is wow. Now, don't be scared when he starts getting the money out, because unlike the MTV Awards last week when there was a swimming pool here, where he was, for the first time, he nearly electrified a crowd. Don't panic. This is a wonderful fight. I mean, it doesn't need me to say. Floyd's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I'd like to thank him for giving me the opportunity to take what he's got. I'd like to think I'm the best, the most exciting pound-for-pound fighter in the world, obviously after Floyd. But I just want to say a few thank yous first. I'd like to thank Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, Richard Schaefer for putting this fight together, and also putting on the fantastic tour that they've put on this week. I think the job they've done has been absolutely first class, and it's a credit to their promotional team. I'd also like to thank Sky Sports. They've been there from the start. They've seen me, grow up from a child, from a young professional, to be the fighter that I am, and getting the opportunity to prove them the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I'd also like to thank HBO. They've got the pay-per-view director, Mark Taffy, said the other week that there's so many great fights coming up. There's Mosley Cotto, Bernard Hopkins and all these guys. And at the end of the year, they say my fight's going to be the biggest with Floyd. I mean, so that's credit to me, and Floyd. So I feel very proud in that. I must say, thanks for the turnout and the turnout outside. I mean, it's been very disappointing when we only got 3,900 tickets. But I believe there's going to be near 20,000 people still going over for the weekend. There's been closed circuit TV put in the casinos in and around Las Vegas so people can watch it on the big screen, which is fantastic. And I believe about 10,000 has already gone so far. So can you imagine that, with 20,000 people already going to be over there for the weekend and only 3,900 getting into the venue, I can pretty much say hand on my heart, but I reckon them 10,000 will all probably be British, which is, I feel very, very proud, to have the support that I do. And it's typical Manchester weather, chucking it down outside, and people have still turned out in the droves, so, I'm going to do you very, very proud. I mean, Floyd's disrespected me all week. I mean, I found it funny that, he's disrespected me and said the things that he's done to me all week, but, I'm the one that seems to have been doing I've taught the talk, as they keep saying, but I like to say there's something I've got to work on, being disrespectful, But, no, it's going to be a wonderful fight. I mean, I don't think you can add much more to the menu. I mean, Floyd's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and the most exciting fighter pound-for-pound in the world. Wonderful clash of styles. Clash of personalities. I just don't think there's anything more you could add to this event. And Floyd's been aggressive towards me all week. as you can see, he's been aggressive tonight, you know, and he's like that. And I think he's trying to get up under my skin this week and worry me and look in my eyes and see a little bit of fear. I only have one message. You're pissing into the wind, son. I ain't scared of you. So all I need to say is that my training camp will go absolutely fantastic for this fight. I've been more determined than I've ever been. The training will be great. I've got two wonderful, you know, Floyd's going to run away all night. He says he isn't, but he is. He's going to run away all night, and I know I'm going to have to be fast on my feet to catch him. So I've got two wonderful sparring partners coming in, Forrest Gump and Carl Lewis. And he can run, but sooner or later his back's going to hit that ropes, and when he does, I'll get him. See you December 8th, Floyd.
Hatton fan. Mayweather fan.
Him.
12 rounds of boxing sanctioned by the WBC and recognized by Ring Magazine for the welterweight championship of the world. At this time here at the MGM Grand Garden, the site of the big fight tomorrow night, we shall now have the official weigh-in. First up onto the scales, ladies and gentlemen, his professional record stands at 43 bouts. 43 victories, including 31 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, a three-time world champion, the fighting pride of Manchester, England, Ricky
reaction from Hatton.
What a reception for Ricky Hatton here, Craig. It's unbelievable, isn't it? He's away from home, you'd never believe it.
He's just drinking in this atmosphere.
Officially conducting the weigh-in will be the Executive Director of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Mr. Keith Kaiser. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning and defending champion. His record stands at 38
Here
bouts.
comes Floyd Mayweather now.
38 victories, including 24 knockouts. He comes to us by way of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and trains out of right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Ladies and gentlemen, recognized as pound for pound, the best fighter in the world, five-time world champion, defending welterweight champion of the world, Pretty Boy Floyd, a.k.a. Money Mayweather.
There come the extensive, and it's a very extensive, Mayweather camp. Uncle Roger leading the way with his 2-year-old son Kai, and that hosts of championship belts, including the ring belt.
But he's walking in here to a gauntlet of boos, isn't he, Mayweather? I mean, how's he going to respond to this? I think he knew this was going to happen. He coped with it well when he arrived at the MGM the other day. He got this the other day, but this is on a much bigger scale.
He looks distracted there almost. He's sort of fiddling around. He's like a sort of cat on hot bricks there. He's just skipping up and down, fiddling with his clothes. He looks a bit bemused by all of this.
Well, I think he just wants to get on those scales, get that weigh-in over with, walk out again, get in his car, go home, come back tomorrow and get the business done. Now, I don't agree with you, actually, Craig. I think he looks okay.
Of course, he's done it all before, and I suppose being the showman he is, it's a reaction he likes, isn't it? Whether it's a positive one or a negative one. Maybe this is the sort of thing that maybe will G him up a little bit for the fight. But I think the Hatton camp wants an aggressive Mayweather. They want a Mayweather that is willing to make a fight. He's promised to stand toe-to-toe. Hatton would love it if he does. But let's see Ricky now.
Let's see what interaction there is between them. Does Hatton try to get in Mayweather's face this time?
No Ricky Hatton jibes now. Just look at that physique. I don't think I've ever seen such muscle definition on Ricky Hatton. He looks perhaps even better than he did for the Zoo fight. Here he is on the scales now.
Yeah, he's trying it on. Look at him looking at Mayweather.
Looks
Turns away.
Turns away.
Doesn't want to get involved.
145 pounds, the hitman from Manchester, England, Ricky Hatton.
Was that 145 pounds? We might need to hear that again. That's 2 pounds under if that's the case.
Which is a lot.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, stepping on to the scale.
We'll get confirmation of that as soon as we can.
10 stone 5. That's 2 pounds inside. Let's see what Mayweather is.
Welterweight champion of the world, pretty boy, Floyd Mayweather. Officially 147 pounds.
Mayweather exactly on the welterweight limit, 147 pounds. With his socks on, it has to be said. And here's the face-off. Here it comes.
You can see Mayweather's a bit taller. He'll have a reach advantage. We had this for 108 seconds at the press conference. Is he going to last longer? Now we go
Mayweather
again.
pushes him, and Hatton leans back in.
Oh, like the blue touch paper, tomorrow.
Very much. These two do not need to be hyped up for this. This is genuine needle, I think. This isn't just for the cameras. And Hatton dismissively waves at the American and tells him to go away. He wants to dictate now. He wants to be the person dictating the place in the middle for this.
I'd love to hear what they were saying to each other there. I mean, these two guys have got to know each other very well over the last 3 months. Look at Hatton. He knows how to milk the applause. He's a showman, Hatton. He does a lot of after-dinner speaking as well. And he'll want to grab the microphone, I think, in a minute and say something to his fans, if they give him one, because he won't make himself heard otherwise in here. You and I can hardly make ourselves think.
Just to recap on that issue, and it's something which we'll be talking, I think, right up to the run-up to fight time, this fact that he's come in 2 pounds under the welterweight limit, because that is significantly more than we thought.
Yeah, well, we were saying he was on weight 3 weeks ago. That is a little bit like that. Doesn't matter, I think. On the night, in the ring, he'll be the weight he wants to be, which is about 11 stone.
Yep, and there's the children being lifted up. And it's worth making the point that Floyd Mayweather has brought a number of underprivileged children to see this weigh-in today. He has a Floyd Mayweather Foundation. You can see them waving their placards at ringside. That does look out and tries to help underprivileged children from his area in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
They're the latest members of the Mayweather boxing clan. We saw a couple of them in the ring, didn't we, earlier this week?
Little Kai.
We should have filmed it because I think in 20 years' time they're going to be world champions.
Well, I did an interview with Roger Mayweather. You're talking about little Kai Mayweather, that's Roger's son, 2-year-old. He was talking up a fight between him and Campbell Hatton, who's 6, of course. And he was suggesting that his young son Kai would whip Campbell's ass. Well, look at Mayweather now acting up.
He was aping what Hatton does, all that noise he makes when he's hitting the body bag and the wide hooks that he reckons he throws that are easy to avoid. Well, Hatton says, just wait till the night. If all he thinks is that I'm a one-dimensional brawler who comes in on tram lines, let him think that. He's in for a shock.
Hatton is... It is such a contrast between the two fighters' body language. So Hatton deliberately moving around the stage, showing off his physique, standing stock still. Mayweather's been buzzing in and out. He's been moving around, talking to people, looking around the scene. It is such a contrast. Two contrasting characters. I think that's part of what's going to make this fight something special.
The danger is, of course, for Hatton that Mayweather will be fueled by the dislike, that's not strong enough a word, that he's getting from all these British fans. He might go in there wanting to show them, ram those chants back down their throats.
Here to say a few words at this time, the three-time world champion.
But it's refreshing finally.
Please welcome from Manchester,
Let's listen to Ricky, and I think he's going to have some words for us.
Ricky Hatton.
What can I say? What can I say for a turnout like that? Absolutely fantastic. I just want you to answer me two questions. Who you come to see? Floyd? Me? Who's taking the belts? Let's fucking have him. Have him.
in addition to the upper body movement, is a lot different.
Good quick left hook lands on the button for Mayweather. So far, Mayweather is doing a very good job of keeping in. Should bring a thunderous roar from the crowd, or at least as long as Hatton is functionally in the fight.
Once again, at foot speed, he's got Floyd losing his balance. He's making Floyd move a lot faster than he wants to.
And if Floyd was the American boxer. Good straight right hand by Mayweather. Another effective action.
Figured that his shield would pay off because he could get closer and eventually wear out Mayweather by still taking punches
at a time, and some of them have been very effective.
Well, so far, he's keeping Ricky at a distance where he can catch him. But if he lets Ricky start crowding him as the fight goes on, yeah, all he's trying to do is a check left hook where he pulls back, lands a left hook as Ricky comes in with his head up, or either throws a right hand lead. And then immediately after landing either one of those punches, he ties up Ricky. Now he got caught with a check.
Hard right hand by Mayweather. Hatton keeps coming. Mayweather
Pulling back. He's not doing any jabs, any body punches, any combinations at all. Basically those simple punches, mainly the right hand lead.
And maybe the most important thing, at least in the first half of the round, is that Hatton's eye has not opened up again yet.
But Floyd Mayweather is now, as they get to the center of the ring, landing accurate counter shots and snapping Hatton's head back.
Forced to, which he has to do tonight, he's got to. Ricky's making him have to fight.
Now Hatton is hurt by those two big Mayweather shots.
He's getting to the same punch contender.
Pulls him away.
This is definitely not Dancing with the Stars.
I think it's turned out to be a very good round for Floyd Mayweather because he withstood the challenge of the first minute of the
Here you see Ricky Hatton so anxious to come in forward, not moving his head as much as he should, and Floyd is pinpointing all of his shots. And this is
an almost unstoppable weapon. He's quick with it. He disguises it with his lead shoulder. He throws it very accurately.
last month, we had a fight between Cotto and Mosley, a brilliant fight that everyone expected to...
Mayweather at the end of the round, right hand lead. Oh, this is a package of right hand lead from throughout the fight. That was early in the fight when he was landing right hand flush several times and punishing Hatton in the center of the ring. These have been the most damaging blows thrown so far, and we believe it was one of those right hands which that time it was Ricky Hatton who reached out and grabbed Floyd Mayweather after Mayweather connected with a punch. Now Mayweather takes Hatton back against the ropes, reversing the pattern. Uppercut by Mayweather. Good punch.
Yeah, Floyd is still,
He's mixing up his attack.
well, Ricky is bringing the best out of him.
Great right hand seems momentarily to stun Hatton. But Ricky bounces and comes forward again.
But he's just eating up those right hands. And Floyd is, as I said at the end of the last round, is becoming more physical and more aggressive himself now.
Hatton would do well to try to get out of the center of the ring.
Think very good when he gets tired.
Good quick left hook by Mayweather and Hatton came in. Sometimes it's the right hand, sometimes it's the left hook. Huge round for Mayweather here in the 8th.
And don't forget, there's no standing count here.
Mayweather believes he's got Hatton in big trouble. Hatton gets a chance to land the right hand in return.
Yep, that's it right there. Oh. And you see Floyd landing a lot of clean, effective punches this round. Even though Ricky was aggressive and mauling, he never was landing the clean, effective punches the way that Floyd.
Huge difference between Mayweather's connect percentage and the percentage of punches landing against him, and you're seeing this does nothing to dampen the enthusiasm from time to time, somewhat in the fashion of Roy Jones for his career. Now there's that straight right hand again. And Joe Calzaghe, who's 44 and up. He's been stride for stride throughout his career.
Check left hook.
Left hook.
A check left hook. Right into it. You never saw it.
What a perfect shot. The left hook by Mayweather, and that tells you everything you know.
And he is on shaky legs.
Yeah.
He's on shaky legs. He's got to bide time here.
Well, he's not the type of fighter that knows how to do that.
Every situation for Hatton.
This fight is over. Floyd Mayweather has a knockout victory over Ricky Hatton.
Mayweather dealt with a situation or a fighter he's never been confronted with before.
And it brought the best out of him.
He stayed close and closed the show.
A brilliant performance once again. He found every answer
Here
down
you
the
see the
stretch.
check left hook. As he was coming in, he caught him with the left hook, which he's been hitting with quite often tonight. That punch and the right hand lead have been very consistent.
Hatton going head first into the ring post, which certainly didn't help, but completely done. Two left hooks.
Very active punches.
He's a tremendously accurate puncher. Statistically, the most accurate in the sport.